All righty, ladies and gents, boys and girls, happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Hope you're all doing well here on this Wednesday, May the 11th, 2022. I'm Chris Phillips, your host of the Daily Crow, the Spurs Up Show. As always, we have got a lot to get into, and we are taking your questions, your comments, your calls at 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. I just can't imagine where the conversation might go today or what's on you guys' mind after South Carolina loses to USC upstate last night on the Diamond. But we are back either way. Normal Daily Crow after yesterday when we played our Road to Glory series with Spencer Rattler, all that good stuff. We are back as normal, and it's an exciting Wednesday for multiple reasons in which I'm going to tell you. First things first, though, guys, the Daily Crow brought to you by MatchBets, matchbets.com. If you need somewhere to gamble, the best gambling site, head over to matchbets.com. When you sign up, use promo code TSUS. That's promo code TSUS for a 100% deposit match up to $4,000. Folks, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money to gamble with. Again, a deposit match up to $4,000. So when you sign up, use that promo code TSUS. You will get that deposit match up to $4,000. Again, that's our friends over at matchbets.com. Again, we are here taking your questions, your comments, your calls, 843-790-3377. Also, guys, in the Big Cock Club Discord, head over to the TDC Questions channel. The TDC Questions channel, be sure your questions are answered. By the way, I mentioned this on the podcast that dropped this morning. If you have not listened, check it out. But we will be dropping a weekly newsletter for those who are in the Big Cock Club, because I feel as if you're in the Big Cock Club. I mean, you literally are invested in the business. You're invested in the business side of things, right? So I want to give you all a weekly update on things happening behind the scenes in regards to business, all of the exciting achievements, things that are upcoming. The first edition of that newsletter, I'm planning on dropping it today. I think literally right after this, I might make the video. I think it's going to be a video newsletter for the first one. Sometimes it'll be written. Sometimes it might be audio. Sometimes it'll be video, because I do enjoy video, as you all know. But either way, that newsletter will drop probably today. I'm not saying it's going to drop every single Wednesday. It could be a different day, but starting today, that will drop on the Big Cock Club, patreon.com/Big Cock Club. So if you want the behind-the-scenes access to know just what is going on with TSUS, what is going on with yours truly in regards to business-wise, that is a new addition to the content that is offered with the Big Cock Club, of course, on top of the 20% off of merch, the exclusive Big Cock Club merch, the private Discord, and all that good stuff. But again, if you're in the Big Cock Club Discord, leave your questions over at TDC Questions in that Discord. Let's see. I see Andrew the Textbook, Phil, Travie, Brendan, of course, Panic Ritter, John Kruger. Let's see. Andrew the Textbook says Kingston sucks. He is baseball's version of Will Muschamp. Panic Ritter says Mark Kingston is officially the most hated person here. I refuse to thank him for his services here. If he wants to coach baseball, he can coach a little league team. Dog in park next Tuesday. I hope a dog poops in Kingston's face. That, my friend, is one of the greatest messages of all time. That is one of the greatest messages of all time. Because it is bark in the park next week. So Ritter hopes a dog shits in Mark Kingston's face. Ritter also says, I hope a dog poops on Tanner because Tanner and Kingston blocked me on Twitter. Panic Ritter, I mean, just Panic Ritter is the gift that keeps on giving that I'm not even sure we all deserve. I mean, really, truly at this point. Travis Allen, what's up, my guy? Austin Greer says, you done with Gamecock baseball for 2022? I've been done for more than a month now. It's sad. You know, Austin, there's 7 games left. I'm going to cover them. I mean, what victory is there in not covering the final 7 games? I'm going to be there all 3 games this weekend. You know what I mean? I've known for over a month this team wasn't very good. I mean, you can go back on the records. You can go back in the show. And I said it, right? Like I said it. I went on record and said, hey, this team's inconsistent. They are who they are. They're not very good, right? I went on record and said that openly. But there's 7 games left. I'm not going to jump ship now in the sense of like making content or covering it or what have you. So we're going to be here either way. We're going to be here either way. And You know, it just is what it is. So let's see. John Kruger says Malone, Heinrich, Myers, and Mendham all hitting better at their current schools than under Kingston. Crazy 4 guys. Yeah, for sure. And I don't think that's coincidence, guys. It's not coincidence. So if you need a spot to rant, if you need a spot to vent, this is your place to do it. You can call in 843-790-3377. You can also leave your text there. You can leave your questions in the chat, whatever you need, guys. We're here on a bit of a therapy Wednesday, or we could just not even talk baseball and just pretend it doesn't exist. Couple of quick updates. Yesterday we did the Road to Glory series, and I really enjoy it, and it's something I'm going to keep doing. But I think, guys, after thinking about it, I think I am going to separate the Daily Crow and the Road to Glory stuff, because I don't like sacrificing the Daily Crow for that content. And, like yesterday, like YouTube crashing, like I just don't like that. So, me saying I don't have time is kind of an excuse. So, for example, tomorrow we'll do that. We will do the Road to Glory content again, but I'm not going to do it noon to 2. I'll do the Daily Crow as normal noon to 2. We might do the Road to Glory content like in the afternoon, 4 or 5 o'clock, whatever. But I'm just not going to sacrifice, because I enjoy this. I enjoy the Daily Crow. I enjoy you guys leaving your questions, comments, you guys calling in. This is almost, again, this is like Gamecock therapy for us all. Even for yours truly, this is Gamecock's therapy. John Kruger says, Kingston can kiss my ass. Panic Ritter says, Tanner and Kingston are best buddies. They're perfect for each other. Fire Beverly Smith. Big Dog 7448 says, we are garbage at baseball. Get it out, guys. Go ahead. Get it out. Panic Ritter, the only person that likes Tanner, heck, I don't even think Cocky likes Kingston. You might be right, Ritter. You might be right. I don't know. Travie, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you tuning in. Travis Roel, Travie, and then Travis Allen right behind it. All the Travises are in here. Again, guys, I picked South Carolina to win yesterday. You guys probably saw it on social media. I picked the Gamecocks to beat USC Upstate. But it was one of those things where I got into the ballpark and I just had a bad feeling. I just had a bad feeling. I was like, you know what? We've been so bad against the state of South Carolina. And I was like, this just feels like a game that we're more than capable of losing. It feels like a game we're more than capable of losing, and sure enough, I hated to be right in my feelings. So Chris Miller says, seeing some sources calling for us to go 5-7 this season, that would be a huge step backwards for Beamer. I feel like the floor is 6-6 and the ceiling is 9-3. Who has been calling for that, Chris Miller? I'm curious. Who has been calling for a 5-7 season? Who has been saying that is what is most realistic? Who has been saying that? I'm just curious. I haven't seen that. And it's kind of interesting how I feel like the predictions for South Carolina have been sort of all over the place, right? I mean, we've seen South Carolina listed in some preseason top 25s. And then we've seen, the over-under win totals of being 5.5 or 6. So it's like, which one is it? Who is this team? I don't think anybody really knows. I think it's fun. I think it's fun to hype up the Gamecocks because we have Spencer Rattler at quarterback. I think that makes us sort of a sexy pick. I think it does. But realistically, are we that team? Are we a 9-win team? I don't tend to think so. And again, we'll get into that way more in the summer. But, whatever. Big Dogs, I hate that Belk and Josiah have to suffer. Yeah, it's a brutal year, man. I mean, it's just a brutal year of baseball. And the hits just keep on coming. Kyle Keats, what's up, my man? What's up, Kyle? Let's see. Adam Ritter says, if Kingston came to my job, I would ban him. Very good, Panic Ritter. Panic Ritter also says, let Cocky coach. Again, another fantastic insight from Panic Ritter. Again, the hits just keep on coming from Mark Kingston, man. Like I said on the podcast this morning, and I said it last night after the game. What's so interesting about this is normally when you call for a coach's job, there is some sort of opposition. Like there's at minimum some pocket of people, right, that are in this person's corner that are saying, no, you're wrong. You're wrong. Give him more time. He needs this. He needs that. Injuries this. Excuse that. Whatever. Normally that opposition exists. What's so interesting about the Mark Kingston situation, there is no opposition. And if there is, I have not seen or heard it. I mean, guys, you would think that like there would be opposition or support for Mark Kingston from even like his former players, and there isn't. There isn't. From conversations I've had behind the scenes to literally this morning, Danny Blair, former Gamecocks outfielder, going on record on Twitter, speaking on Noah Myers, saying, oh, wow, look, his coaches actually work with him at the plate. His coaches worked with him a little bit at his new school. Imagine that. I mean, it's just more and more and more damning evidence. That's what's so interesting about this Kingston thing. Like I said before, when I called for Muschamp's firing, I mean, there was a strong opposition and rebuttal. When I said it was time to most likely move on Frank Martin, there was a strong opposition and rebuttal. For Kingston, bro, there's nothing. There is no one left that has his back. And if there is, again, I have not seen or heard from them. I encourage you, if you are someone that is still supporting Mark Kingston and think he's the guy, please speak up. Please speak up so we can hear you. I would love to hear your insight and perspective. But from what I can tell, there's nobody left. The answer is clear as day. So, I mean, it's crazy, dude. I have gotten so many texts and DMs and had so many conversations about this guy. And again, guys, what's scary is a lot of them played for him. A lot of them played for him at Carolina. I mean, when you don't even have guys that you gave opportunities to play at South Carolina, they don't even have your back. Who's going to have your back? I mean, that really speaks volumes, guys. That speaks volumes. Truly. Really, truly. So, Eric Fryer says, framing the question is how you arrive at what's going on. Ask the question, why shouldn't South Carolina fire Mark Kingston? I mean, there isn't a reason. The only reason I can think of why you could say, well, it's not the time is because the Board of Trustees is a freaking mess. And South Carolina they don't want to face the embarrassment. They don't want to face the embarrassment of, you know what? We just had a bad crop of coaches across the board. Is it a pride thing with Ray Tanner? Is there some sort of ego? Because you think about it. When you fire him, you've got to admit you made a mistake in hiring him. You know? And Ray Tanner didn't hire Frank Martin. But he hired Will Muschamp and Mark Kingston. So Ray Tanner has to admit yet again that hire was faulty. That hire was wrong. So is South Carolina willing to do that? Is there anyone in Columbia that has some sort of say or influence that is willing to admit they fucked up? Is there anybody? Because that's what you got to do when you fire the coach. Listen, you fucked up, man. You messed up. You messed up hiring the guy. Don't make us suffer for 2 or 3 more years, though, because you're letting your ego and pride get in the way, you know? Because you don't want to admit you were wrong. I'm all about rolling the dice and taking chances. You wanted to take a chance on Mark Kingston. Fine. But it didn't work. It didn't work. I mean, not only did it not work, I mean, dude, again, there's a difference between like having an off season and what's going on right now. We are 24-23. There's a good chance we don't finish above 500. I mean, that's not beyond the realm of possibility. It is very possible we got 6 SEC games left. I mean, it's very possible we go 2-4 in those games. And we got Charlotte next week in the midweek. I don't know if you guys know anything about Charlotte. They are really good. Charlotte's good. They're a postseason team. Hell, I think they're better than USC Upstate. So, Chris Miller, back to the football side of things. He says the 5-7, 2-6 SEC prediction I saw today was a retweet by a college football home based on a 5th quarter Florida representative prediction. Chris Miller, that 5th quarter Florida representative prediction means about as much as if my left nut could make a prediction. I mean, it don't mean jack shit. It don't mean jack shit. So, Chris Miller, I respect you asking the question. I appreciate you asking the question in regards to, you know, people having projections and thoughts on our season. I totally respect that. However, I would not put any sort of stock into that at all. I'm sorry. Who gives a dude? Like, no offense. I'm not like, I'm not trying to like come after 5th quarter here. Let's jump to the phone line before I even say something I shouldn't. Call from jump to the phone.
Phil Harris.
Phil, what's up, man? How are you?
Pretty good, my brother. How you doing?
I am doing well, man. Just having a Wednesday. What's going on?
I was listening to your Mark Kingston talk here, and whoever the next hire is going to be, if Mark Kingston gets fired in the offseason, which all signs are kind of pointing to yes at this point, if Ray Tanner pulls the trigger, I don't want them to go for a up-and-coming guy. Like, we've tried that, obviously, and it has not worked out in our favor. Let's get a surefire thing. Now, I don't know enough about other college baseball programs to find that guy, but we need a surefire thing in this position because it used to be one of the top jobs in college baseball based on, you know, Ray Tanner's legacy and winning 2 back-to-back national championships, getting to the 3rd one. This is a program that really needs to carry the banner as it has previously for Carolina athletics, men's athletics, that is, okay? Just want to, you know, differentiate that because women's basketball has done a hell of a job, obviously. But in terms of men's athletics at Carolina, needs to continue to be the surefire thing that people can get behind and look forward to because, you know, the football program historically has not done that, and obviously men's basketball at the same level. People will always love football over other sports, but we also always be able to look forward to when football let us down, as they generally did for quite a long, long time there. Hopefully that thing's turned around too, but we always had baseball to look forward to. And with that not being the case, there's a lot of depressed Gamecock fans out there. So I'm just hoping for they you know, if Ray Tanner has to make the hire, you got to go for a surefire guy, like that has proven themselves over and over again that they have winning pedigree and have been very, very successful. It needs to be, I don't even care if they're an older person. They just need to have proven success everywhere that they have been.
I tell you, Phil, I never,
a real shame.
Yeah, I never thought that I would see the day where we were this bad at baseball. I really like, you know, other sports, hey, football, basketball, whatever. I mean, I never would have ever fathomed it. Again, having an off year, not hosting a regional, like that happens, right? I mean, you know, you're not going to go to Omaha every year, but to be 500 at this point, I never thought I'd see it, Phil. I never thought I'd see it.
There's no excuse. There's absolutely zero excuse. We have tradition in baseball that would attract recruits. We have a great stadium. The fans care, right? If you're winning games, they will show up. It's not a situation where the baseball team does really well and then nobody cares. That is not the case at Carolina at all. So people, the players will be appreciated. So you just got to get the right coach in place, obviously. And it doesn't seem like Kingston is the guy. I mean, you had him in studio at your place. He sat down and talked to you for a while. What was your impression of him back then?
You're talking about when I had Kingston on the show?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I got a whole 6 minutes with him. Thanks to Kent Reichert and the fine folks within the the athletics department that just make life so easy on me to get interviews and have conversations. Right. But I had a grand total of 6 minutes with him. I mean, it was at that time I didn't have any negative feelings on Kingston. I think we had just come off of going to a super regional, so. I felt like everything was fine. And maybe at that point it was, but obviously things have evolved and changed since then. But, I guess I never even went into that because that combo I had with Kingston was so long ago. I hit up USC for that conversation, that interview, and, whatever. I was at the point, especially, I mean, that was before I even moved to Columbia. So TSUS was less than half the size of what it is now. So I was taking whatever I could get, but they literally told me, yes, we'll give you a whole 6 minutes with Coach Kingston. So that's kind of a funny side note on that story. But, at that point, I mean, he came off, honestly, he came off very professional. And, again, we didn't have any reason, I think, to doubt him at that point because, 2018, you went to the Supers, you know what I mean? But now looking back, you say, well, that was more of the fact that you had Chad Holbrook's players. Chad Holbrook recruited at a very high level during his time in Columbia. So that was obviously more of a product of those players that were on that team versus anything he did regarding coaching ability. So.
Right. Well, final thing here, just wanted to let everybody know that the Ruck and Rooster Show episode 13 is out. The Ruck and Rooster Show is just a highlight of Carolina men's rugby. And I host that show. We most recently had Coach John Roberts on there, along with captain of the team, John Golden, talking about their two national it's odd, but there are two championship trophies for rugby, and both of them will be the Gamecocks will be a part of. The one that's coming up on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is going to be in Kennesaw, Georgia. That will be on TV. It's on NBC. I think it's CNBC, and then finally for like the big games is going to be on NBC. So, and the one after that is about 2 weeks from now. It's the CRCs, which is in New Orleans. That will also be televised. I don't have the specific details at this point. So, super excited for them. If you guys are interested, check out that episode. It's one of the few men's sports right now that people are excited about at Carolina.
Rugby and lacrosse, man, are just carrying the torch right now.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. Both competing for possible national championships. So very exciting times for the club sports of Carolina.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, partner. I appreciate you.
All right, Phil. Appreciate you, my guy. Thanks so much. Great stuff. Great stuff. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Let's see. Marion says, I would fire him now, let Wingo finish it out. I mean, I've heard worse ideas. Kingston is packing his bags as we speak. Chris Miller says, I would bet my money we end up under 500 at the end of the 2022 baseball season. Gamecocks baseball was a dynasty my whole childhood. Sad to see where it is as a program. Yeah, I mean, like I said, as I just told Phil, I just never in my wildest dreams would have expected what we're seeing. I never would have fathomed it. So for this to be the case, I just can't believe it. Jacob Edwards, what is he teaching that are making hitters just terrible? Is it philosophy, making them take pitches, just super confused how guys leave the program are super productive elsewhere? Jacob Edwards, from what I've heard from former players and parents of players, is that Kingston makes it very hard to succeed. From the way he handles players to the pressure they put on the guys, just basically they are not putting these players in the best possible position to be successful. That's the best way I can phrase it and summarize it. And guys, I can tell you this: after Kingston leaves, I know for a fact there's a couple guys that were on his teams that don't want to come on the show right now that will after he's gone. So we will get perspective at some point. We will. So, Courtney Washington, what's going on? Yeah, last night was terrible, no doubt. Last night was terrible, no doubt. Guys, I will share some exciting news with you because why not? Hey, you're tuned into the Daily Crow. You deserve to know the exciting news. Today, of course, we dropped our podcast, right? We dropped the podcast, episode 6. Why do I keep doing that? Episode 647. It's because I'm trying to do 100 things at once. Episode 647. Full breakdown of last night and a great conversation, fantastic interview, and really just a conversation regarding South Carolina football with Jake Crane of Crane & Company. We're firing back up interviews, okay, to where interviews are going to drop on a weekly basis yet again. And I say that to tell you all, I conducted an interview this morning that will drop next Wednesday that I am very, very excited for you all to hear. Maybe we should set this up. Here we go. Next week's interview. Former Gamecocks offensive line coach and current head coach of Georgia State, Sean Elliott. Was able to talk with Coach Elliott this morning. Really, really awesome stuff. About 40 minutes of just pure golden content. So again, like I said, guys, you have that to look forward to. Next Wednesday is when that interview will drop. Again, I just a great conversation with Sean Elliott. He's such a legend, an awesome dude. The guy's an absolute character. Appreciate him taking the time. And like I said, you guys will hear the full conversation next week. Rebecca, what's going on? Appreciate you tuning in. Again, we are taking your questions, your comments, your calls. 843-790-3377. Also today, a first for TSUS. First time in our history that we have awarded the TSUS midweek MVP to a player on the other team. And I felt like, you know what, because Noah Myers crushed us, I was like, the kid deserves it. The kid deserves it flat out. He deserves it. So I decided to give it to him. So. Anyways, guys, would love to continue to hear from you. 843-790-3377. Also, guys, really exciting stuff happening. Exciting stuff happening behind the scenes. And again, if you're locked into the Big Cock Club, this is something that right after we get off the Daily Crow, you will know and you will hear about. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say on it. I'm actually playing with it right now. Again, something that you guys, I think, will be very excited. Let's jump to the phone lines here.
Call from
Scott Jackson.
Scott Jackson, what's up, man?
What's up, buddy?
What's going on, man? How are you?
Oh, I would be way much better if I just heard the news Kingston got fired.
You'd be much better if you did hear that news, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen or when it's going to happen or whatever. But, yeah, my guy, it's what else is there to say, I guess, right? That you and I that you and I haven't said already. So it's just did you watch the game last night or no?
I listened to it at work.
You did.
I don't start first shift to June 13th.
Gotcha. Okay.
But the program's dead. Nobody cares. Nobody goes to the stand in the games no more.
Mm-hmm.
You're lucky you were faced with an easy SEC schedule this year. You didn't have LSU. You didn't have Arkansas. You know, you didn't have the big SEC teams in your schedule this year. Your record could be worse.
Right. Yeah.
Programs, there's no enthusiasm. There's no excitement. And the only way I feel like to get Gamecock baseball back and does own the two worst records in Gamecock baseball history is a new face of Gamecock baseball.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. The Stoker hasn't even touched 40 wins. He hasn't even got over 37 wins. And I mean, I go back to Chad Holbrook. He's long and gone. And I was one of the ones that wanted Chad fired too.
Mhm.
But when I could compare Chad and Mark Kingston, I'd say this. You fired a guy because he missed the tournament twice. Kingston's going to miss the tournament twice. But you fired Chad Holbrook that got you 34 wins every year. But you want to keep the guy that only got you 28 wins twice?
Right.
It makes no sense. It's like a slap in the face. Hey, I got you 34 wins, but I missed the tournament twice. But this guy can't even break 30 wins, and y'all want to keep him? I mean, he has to go this year.
Yeah, I mean, again, man, it's a no-brainer. I mean, you're making a lot of good points about totals and win. I mean, dude, it's just all the evidence is there. You know what I mean? Like all the evidence is there. I don't know how much more you could need. I don't think you do need any more. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's all there. I mean, it's yeah. I mean, I don't think you need any more context or any more like, well, look at this. Look, like it's all there, man. It's already all there. It's enough to draw a verdict and to make a change. You know what I mean? And now it's just about USC having the willingness to do so. I mean, and again, what sucks, I guess, and what's the reality is that's out of our control. There's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do except bitch and moan and try to make content. I mean, that's all we can do. But Skyland Davis ain't got no power whether Mark Kingston is fired or not. Chris Phillips ain't got no power. I ain't got no power over it. So all we can do is hope. I mean, I don't know how anyone behind the scenes, and I don't know how anyone behind the scenes can, whether it be Tanner or anybody else can look and think that what's going on with the program is, and especially again, like if you want to ignore stats and the overall record and everything, damn it, bro, like all these former players and shit, that's really where it, like, I'm not saying you need every former player to love you. That's not what I'm saying. And you can't do everything that the guys that played in 2010 and 2011 and 2012, you can't do everything they tell you to do, right? I mean, at some point you got to be like, okay, we got to let the coach do his thing. But when every former player thinks you suck, like, I mean, that and then you got players that played for you that think you suck. I mean, it's a no-brainer, man. I mean, it's, there's no need for us to, and I guess we will do it either way, but like, we don't really have to. And that's just what I said earlier in the season. I mean, I eventually said fire Kingston because it's just a no-brainer at this point, but I didn't have to lead the fire Kingston train from the jump. You didn't have to do it either. Nobody did. Like, it's just obvious. You either win and you're back or you don't and you're gone. It's no like secret. There's no like 50-50 of, oh, should he come back? Should he not? Like there's no debate. You dug your own, your grave has been dug. You dug your own grave, like it's not even a question. It's not even a question.
If Kingston is retained and will be back next year, how would you want to follow the team and what would the headlines be?
All right, hold on. So what would the headlines be going into next season?
If Kingston's still your coach.
Well, I think it'll be one of the least looked forward to seasons of South Carolina baseball history, probably. Honestly.
Like I said, I don't feel like the excitement's there anymore. I think the program's like at dead right now, and I don't think South Carolina Gamecock baseball program should ever be dead. Ever.
Yeah, I mean, it will. Let me put it to you this way: it will mirror the apathy around basketball. That's what'll happen, and that's a shame. That's a shame.
Guys, that this weekend is a big weekend because if you lose 2 out of 3, you're basically out the SEC tournament. So you're still battling for the last spot to get in. You're 10-14, and there's only one team 9-15, and that's Kentucky.
Yeah.
I know there's like 14. You're 10-14, and Kentucky's not at 15. Well, if you go out here and lose this weekend, at least 2 out of 3, they're 11 and 16.
Yeah. No, I mean it's I mean the season in regards to like postseason's over. I mean it's very, very over now. You know, it's very over. So
It's just embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Well, where you going on vacation at in June?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know exactly. I mean, I'm going to be working. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to be working, but probably working on other things that I'm excited about and going to be pushing. So, but, you know, I'm going to take some time to detach. You know, the podcast and the Daily Crow both, it takes up a lot of time. You think 10 hours a week for the Daily Crow. So, you know, but, you know, I don't want to make it sound like, I need to get away. But I don't know yet. I don't really know yet. You know what I mean? I haven't had any set plans or anything like that, but I'd like to say a beach trip will be somewhere in there because I love the beach. So got to think a beach trip will be somewhere in there, but I don't know, man. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'm just trying to get through the end of baseball season, man. Just trying to get through the end of baseball season. So
If the Cops do not go to Hoover, which, you know, I'm more the, I kind of hope we don't make it to, I kind of hope we don't, because I'm more the, let's sell out and let's do what we're going to do to get Kingston.
you talk about, I mean, you talk about misery. You talk about misery not making the SEC tournament. I mean, I gotta say, I hope we do, because as much as I don't want Kingston back, I don't want the streak to snap of years in a row we've made it. I don't want that to snap. So, you know, whatever, we lose the first game and we're one and done, fine, but I don't want to miss the tournament. I really don't. I care about that streak. I think that's something to be proud of. God, I mean, you just you missed the SEC tournament though. He has to be gone. Has to be gone.
Do you think having 2 coaching searches at one time is too much for Ray Tanner? Because obviously, I think you got to make a change in softball too.
I don't know, man. I mean, will they make a change in softball? Is there really, no offense, is there really enough pressure in softball to make a change? Are people beating down Ray Tanner's door for there to be a change in softball? Do you think so? I mean, I don't know, but
I don't think.
I don't know.
Oh man, is it August yet?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to obviously looking forward to the summer and talking football and all that good stuff. But 7 ball games left. 7 ball games left. It's a shame that we're at the point where we're just counting it down, but 7 ball games left. So
We used to count down to 7 days to Gamecock baseball.
yeah,
Best thing ever.
yeah.
7 games left in the damn season.
Yep. Where we are.
If we do fire Kingston, what is the thing you look for the most in next season?
What is the thing I look for most in next season?
Yep.
The new coach. I mean, I don't think the expectations change, bro. Making the postseason. Go to the postseason. The expectations don't change because you'd be changing coaches. Just in my opinion.
Oh, well. I think, I just don't know. I know, like I said, Ray Tanner's not to blame. Well, not fully to blame. I mean, he is the one making the hires. No one's forcing him to make the hires. But at the same time, the Board of Trustees has a big say-so in it. I just hope if we do fire Mark Kingston, we do it fast and we don't wait till after the College World Series. I don't want to hear that that whole our coach is still coaching the guy we want, so we want to make sure he wants to go before we fire Mark Kingston. Crap, just get rid of him and move on. I feel like you fire him after the season, you're giving the Gamecock fans hope.
Yeah. I mean, we should be really well versed in firings and hirings at this point, don't you think? I mean, we've done it quite a bit. Like, coaching searches are like literally like death, taxes, and coaching searches. That's just what we do. We fire coaches. You know what I mean? Like that's what we do. So it shouldn't be like, we shouldn't be scared to do it. Hell, we've done it. I feel like all we do is fire coaches.
I tell you what, if Monty Lee gets fired at Clemson, when they don't make the tournament and we don't fire Mark Kingston, we're a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't disagree.
I feel like Monty Lee's finally getting fired. I feel like Clemson fans have been complaining that they're not happy. You know, they haven't been to a super. They can't get out of a regional. You know, past 2 years. I don't think he made it to the regional last year. He's not going to make it this year. I just don't think Clemson fans are happy with him.
I mean, they shouldn't be. Clemson's become like Carolina, just a complete shell of itself, and that's putting it kindly. So we'll see what happens, Skyland. I don't know. We 7 games left, and I don't think changes are coming until after the season's over. So
go ahead and start down the countdown to Gamecock football. How many days we got left?
all I know is May 26th is 100 days. So I guess 115.
Ooh, 115 to that. Marcus Satterfield makes the Gamecocks look bad again, in my opinion.
Fair enough. We got all summer for you to bitch about Satterfield. Don't worry.
I'm not going to bitch still. I'm not going to bitch about Satterfield, Chris. You know, I'm giving the man a chance, but he ain't got much room for mess up in my book because I didn't like him. But if I here prove me wrong, I apologize to the man just like I apologize to Mark Kingston. Like I told you before the season started. But hopefully I'm 1 or 2. 1 for 2. I was right about Mark, and maybe let's be wrong about Mark.
We'll see. We'll see. Skyline, I appreciate it as always, my guy. Always a pleasure to chat with you.
And I wish Rebecca needs to call in and tell Mark Kingston to kiss her ass one more time.
I'm sure that'll happen. I'm sure it'll happen.
All right.
All right, Skyland. Take care, my guy. Good stuff. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Courtney Washington says, so y'all actually think Kingston's going to survive this? Courtney, do I think he should? No. But, I mean, I don't know. Are we going to make the move? I can't say with 110% certainty yes. So I don't know. Shane Beamer's Mayo hat. Yes, the BCC care packages really just need to be shipped. They're all ready to go, just need to be shipped. So we've been running around like crazy. Just have not gotten shipped out. So I will be sending those out this weekend. Shane Beamer's Mayo hat. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I'm not Courtney. I'm not trying to spew any BS or anything. I'm just saying that, listen, I think he should be gone. I just released Fire Mark Kingston merch, for the love of God. But, yeah, let's jump to the phone lines here.
Call from
Volume, a.k.a. Young Savage.
to accept.
Young Savage, shout out to Newberry, by the way. Well, he just hung up. Either way, Young Savage tried to call it. Hey, that's a good time to take a break, though. We're going to go ahead and jump into a break. But on the other side, I want to continue to hear from you. More of your questions, comments, calls, and more on the other side. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, we're back. Taking your questions, comments, calls. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377 here on this Wednesday. Again, we've been talking a lot of Carolina baseball, the future, the status of Mark Kingston. Side note, Gamecocks, it was just released, make the top 4 for Devin Hyatt, the brother of Jalen Hyatt, who is at Tennessee. Of course, the family coming from Dutch Fork High School, or the brothers at least that played. He's now at IMG. But Gamecocks in the top 4 with Alabama, Georgia, and Tennessee. So some elite company. Some elite company for sure. Let's see. Again, would love to continue to hear from you guys. Let's jump to the phone lines here.
Call from
Robbie Davis, a.k.a. Kirk Street.
Robbie, what's going on, my friend? How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Question, is it football season yet?
It is not football season. I can confirm. It is not football season quite yet. We actually have 114 days or so, 115 days, something like that.
Golly, could it just hurry up and get here?
If I had a time machine, Robbie, I don't think I would actually. I'll tell you this. I would not fast forward to the start of the season. I would fast forward maybe to the start of football content, which, again, that takes me back to it's so funny, and this is a total side note, but I had to call a guy a slapdick on Facebook last night, and I don't like doing that, but it's people that like complain about, for example, our good buddy Michael Bratton with that SEC podcast. He went on Paul Feinbaum yesterday and hit one of his bold predictions is that South Carolina will take down Georgia in week 3. And that's just his prediction, whatever. But people that complain about like content,
miracles do happen.
people that listen. People that complain about like content in the off season and just suit them up and play 1 week at a time. It's like, I mean, do you want there just to be no content throughout the entire offseason? Like, are you that much of a slapdick? Like, you don't get how content works? Like, are we just supposed to just not post anything for 4 months until kickoff? Like, I don't know. I think some people are just idiots. But either way, whatever. I'm excited. I'm excited to start making content, really get into it about start making content around football season and start talking, the schedule and position units and all that. But no, I hear you, man. It's unfortunate, and it's just been too common. It's been too common that we get to 3/4 of the way or so through a season, and we're just ready for it to be over. And that's happened in all of the sports, and except women's basketball, and it's just a damn shame, and it's exhausting. Truly, it's exhausting. So
I think it'll be a while before we start feeling that way about women's basketball.
Yeah, I tend to think so as well. I tend to think so as well.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we were picked to win it all again this coming season.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know who else you're going to pick. I mean, I think that I think that makes a lot of sense.
I mean, we got everybody coming back, including Boston. I mean, how do you not pick the Lady Gamecocks to win it all? But anywho, last night was awful. It was putrid. I almost quit listening to it. So at one point I was multitasking. I was listening to the baseball game and watching the Hurricanes hockey game at the same time. And keeping up with the Braves.
You a hockey guy, Robbie? You a hockey guy?
Well, now I am. Ever since I went to the Canes Sharks game back in December, I've been keeping up with the Hurricanes for some reason now. So I was pulling triple duty. I was listening to the baseball game, watching the hockey game, and keeping up with the Braves game.
Mhm.
So I was pulling triple duty.
Love that.
And I'm going to call my dad after I get off the phone here, and I'm going to tell him if we wind up going to Tenerife this evening, I'll pay for his food if he pays for mine. That
Fair.
way no one's being left out of the loop.
Yeah, good trade.
And
Good trade.
I think, I truly do think, I hate that it's happening, but like you said before, like, and like I've said, it's getting to the point now. The higher ups got to make a decision.
Mhm.
Do we bring Kingston back for another year, or do we decide to give him his pink slip and say, "Get out of here. Don't want you no more"? And do we find someone find someone who wants to be here, wants to prove that we're better than what we've been doing, and because I don't even remember a time whenever we would lose a midweek. I don't. I miss those days going into the midweek, and we're gonna beat y'all like a government mule, and it ain't gonna be pretty. Now, I'm scared every time we play a midweek.
Yeah, I mean, and listen, teams lose midweeks. It happens. But, yeah, certainly not to the frequency. I mean, we're the stat that really is alarming is, again, this year against teams from the state of South Carolina, you're 2-6, and that's where you're going to finish. 2-6 against teams from the state of South Carolina. So that's just pathetic.
Not good.
It's pathetic. So
it's awful.
Yeah, it's pathetic. So, if my buddy actually even just texted me. And I'd agree. And this might sound kind of harsh, but man, if we bring Kingston back, then just fuck us. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, like that's the best way to put it. I mean, if you're gonna ignore all of everything, all the signs, then I think bringing Kingston back next year would have been like bringing Muschamp back in 2021,
or bringing Martin back.
I think it would have been worse. At least, basketball, the expectations are so low. I think Martin coming back, I could have lived with it. But if you would have brought Muschamp back in 2021 with full-on apathy and no hope, and that's kind of how it'll feel if you bring Kingston back. I mean, really, truly. So I don't know why South Carolina's such a mess, man. I really don't. I don't. I really feel for people. I mean, I'm 31. There's Gamecocks out there that are in their 60s and their 70s and their 80s, and man, I feel for those people, dude. I feel for them. I don't know how they've done it. I don't know how they have done it.
Been a Gamecock fan all those years. Nothing really great has happened outside of the 2 national titles in baseball and the 2 national. You gotta
really learn as a Gamecock fan to separate sports from life, because if you don't, man. I mean, I literally was sitting there with my buddy Kirk Hollingsworth last night. USC superfan. We all know who Kirk is. Legend.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, man, being a Gamecock fan will make you want to pick up a hobby. Just so you have something to do besides watch this team. I mean, and his response was, a drinking hobby. So, I mean,
did you just sit there and not respond, or was you going like?
I just sat there and said, yeah, I agree with you. So, And Kirk, again, I
Yeah.
love his streak, 340, 50 games, whatever. Man's watched a lot of bad football. I respect it. He's watched a lot of bad football. So, but a loyal Gamecock nonetheless. Loyal Gamecock nonetheless. So.
I mean, just like everyone else, like something's got to change. If not just like the coaching situation. I mean, like, what are the higher ups doing? Are they just sitting on their hands, just twiddling their thumbs, or what the heck are they doing?
Robbie, I wish I had an answer, man. I'm not in the room, and you know, I would say this too. I don't expect them to come out this morning and say, "Well, we're firing him." You know, it's going to be after the season. But I just really, really hope and hope and pray that those folks are really sitting down and taking a hard look and taking into account everything. So only time will tell, man. I mean, that's the frustrating part, I guess. In the meantime, we have to sit here and kind of wait and just live through it. And you know, I feel for the players also, because I think we got some pretty good players. But you know, what you got's what you got. So
we got to figure out something.
Well, anyways, Robbie, I do hope to see y'all at Tin Roof. I really do. We'll be there 6 to 8 as normal. So if Yunkel Boudreaux's not on the farm for too long, maybe y'all can swing by and have a bite and hang out. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the plan at least.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. Maybe we can talk football or just something that's not baseball. So maybe we can do that.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good idea. All right, man, I'm going to get off of here. Go Gamecocks. To heck with Clemson, because y'all suck. Y'all need to just accept it, even though y'all have done better than us in the last few years. Y'all still suck. Okay, because y'all are losers. Because all y'all learn at that school is learning how to farm and milk cows, you bunch of losers. All right. Have a good one, okay?
Robbie, appreciate you, my guy. Always a pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
Take care. Yep. Great stuff. Robbie Davis, as always, legendary call. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. I'm debating whether I want to tell you guys this or not. There's something, I don't know. I mean, why not? Why not just put it out there? You know what I mean? Well, I'll say this. Okay. I'll go ahead and just tell you guys. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn, man. I'm totally independent. And I've built this business all being real and authentic and genuine. Anyways, as you all know, NIL is a thing. Partnering with players is a thing. But when you start calling for coaches' jobs and you start ruffling some feathers and some people get offended and rubbing people the wrong way, shit happens. So got a text while in the Daily Crow. Our partnership with John Gilreath has ended. I would imagine our partnership with Colin Burgess will be ending soon as well, due to my comment saying fire Mark Kingston. So I'm sure there's chatter about TSUS in the Gamecocks locker room.
Justin?
Let's jump to it. Justin, what's going on, man? How are you?
You're good. You doing okay, Chris?
I'm doing well, man. Appreciate you asking what's going on.
Hey, Chris, today's a bad day to be a baseball game, huh?
Bad day to be a yard cock. I guess that's right.
Yep. Hey, Chris, while I listened to Wade yesterday, hey, Chris, a lot of people, they're not supporting Gamecock baseball no more to Mark Kingston good. And here's the thing about this, Chris. Everybody went to the Christian and College Charge game yesterday down at Columbia Park yesterday. It was a lot of people down there, Chris.
Yeah. Well, Mark Kingston, I mean, the people feel the way they do because of the play on the field and the record. I mean, it's again, what's so interesting about all this is normally like you have some sort of opposition that's in the coach's corner and saying, oh, but what about this? Like nobody's doing that. You know what I mean? Like the only people that are probably in Kingston's corner at this point are like his family. And maybe if he's got any close buddies, you know.
Oh yeah. And Chris, say about the thing about Mark Kingston, the only buddy you have left is Wade Taylor. I mean, and Chris, he said you cannot protect your buddy no more. Sometimes you got to face reality.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care if you want to face reality or not. It's in your face. It's in your face. So, you can't really run from it. I mean, again, the record is what it is, man. I mean, you just can't say, well, if we had Julian Bosnick and we had James Hicks and bro, it's one thing to have injuries and the season not go the way you expected, but bro, you're 24-23 and you can't win a midweek over USC Upstate. Bottom line, dude, like that's the reality, my man. That's it.
Oh yeah. And
So-
Chris, the thing about this is, his name Chris. People say, "Oh, we need to get Mark Kingston one more year, right? Oh, let's give him another chance, right? He can be 42 next year." Man, how many times we got to make excuse for this guy, right, Chris?
Yeah, no, I mean a change is needed, my guy. That's a given. A change is needed. So
Yeah, I agree, Chris. And you know what? We can't. It's his thing, Chris. We can't go like this forever. You know, at the end of the day, you got to make a move. You can't sit like a bubble law. You know, like we do with basketball. You know.
yeah, I mean again, and there's a different standard when it comes to baseball, and it should not be lowered for anyone. It should not be lowered for anyone. And again, I know you have off years, man. You're not going to make Omaha every year. That's cool. That's fine. That's dandy. But dude, what's going on right now? I mean, it just can't happen, man. It just can't happen. It just can't happen. So
Yeah, I agree, Chris. It's just pitiful.
it's despicable.
Watch the college charge.
Yeah, it's despicable, man. It's just-
Yeah, Chris, it's just messed up, man. Here's the thing about the Gamecock fans. They all watch the college charge right there. Are you kidding me?
right.
That's all team do good in our state right now. It just makes you look miserable, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, one of the teams are good right now. Oh yeah, I forgot about Wofford too.
Yeah, no, Wofford's solid. I mean, USC Upstate's a good team. USC Upstate's a good team, but there's just no excuse to lose to them. No excuse to lose to them. It's, you know, I think, again, that goes without saying for sure. So,
Oh yeah. Yep. Hey Chris, we got to watch the Waffles, the USC, the college charges, huh?
yeah, dude. Yep, it's brutal. It's brutal.
Oh yeah. We're just like out here, man. Hey Chris, make sure you go see. Hey Chris, I know you stressed right now. Hey Chris, why don't you go see Dr. Strange?
Watch what now?
Hey Chris, you can go see Dr. Strange too, can you?
I have not seen Doctor Strange. I don't even think I've seen the first one. So,
Oh wow.
yeah. So I need to catch up on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey Chris, maybe you can take your mind off the baseball thing, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, yeah, for sure. Maybe it'll take my mind off baseball. Good point.
Yeah. Hey Chris, I saw the first and second one. The both look good.
Yeah. Dude, I loved the new Batman. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll have to get back out to the theater and see Doctor Strange. That's a good suggestion.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
actually a good suggestion. I've grown to like going to the movie theater. I've grown to like it. Grown to enjoy it.
That's awesome, Chris. Hey Chris, you gonna catch all these Marvel shows, huh?
Do what now?
Are you gonna catch all the Marvel movies too?
Yeah, I got to, man. I got to. Absolutely got to.
Oh yeah. Hey Chris, as I said, man, hey, good luck, man.
Justin, I appreciate you, my guy. Thanks so much for the call. Always a pleasure.
You ready?
Yeah, take care, my friend.
Go Gamecock.
Yeah, go Gamecocks. Take care, my friend. Good stuff. Always appreciate Justin calling in. Yeah, I understand, guys. It's exhausting. It's exhausting just talking kind of baseball at this point. Yeah. Anyways, Tyler Knoll says, don't worry about them. Truth hurts. This is Carolina baseball. Certain expectations are given, and they have to be upheld. For the last few years, this team has not put a product in the field. There's any sort of representation of how Carolina baseball is supposed to look. And I will say this, by the way. John Gilreath reached out to me personally. John, a guy that I've been pretty cool with and close with since he got to Carolina, John was very professional, very just I thought kind and gracious. There was no vitriol there. There was no negative feelings. I don't think there's any bad blood, I should say, there in that message. But, when you're on a team and I'm in a position where I'm going to call for the head coach's job and call for a change, and, sometimes that stuff happens, which is totally fine. It is what it is.
Brian Dean.
Brian, what's up, man? How are you?
Hey, Chris, what's going on, man? What's going on with
Just hanging out, man. Yeah,
Bubba?
just hanging out, chilling, having a Wednesday, man. What's up?
And I'm off today, and I figured I'd call in because I don't call in too much. Which direction do you think South Carolina could go with this? With Kingston, it's, to me, you follow baseball about as much as I have.
Mhm.
This team at no point in the season has showed any consistency in any area. They should, for the most part, they show they can't hit very well. And I listened to your comments and stuff. That kind of thing. And another thing I want to ask you, changing gears towards football, who do you think will be out week 1 starting running back? And I'll let's see you back on the show, man. Peace,
Right.
Bubba.
Brian, I appreciate the call, my friend. Thanks so much. Again, what direction do I think Carolina baseball will go? I think they should fire Kingston, like no doubt. I wouldn't be saying fire Mark Kingston if I didn't think that. What do I think they will do? Like on one hand, I would have told you yesterday, I think they're going to bring him back, right? Because they're going to give him the injury excuse. They don't want to fire another coach. Like, I just know if how can you? I don't know how you can. I don't know how you can bring the guy back. So, Scott Jackson, Mark Calvey, Cliff Godwin, Link Jarrett, those are just some names right there for you that I think South Carolina baseball should consider. RB1, week 1, I think Christian Beal Smith will get the nod. I think Christian Beal Smith gets the nod. I think because he's a veteran guy, he led Wake Forest in rushing last year. But, whether it's him, and I think, I'll tell you this too, we get so caught up on who's going to be the starter. I think that, I think that some of it will depend on what formation they come out. You might see 2 running backs take the field. You know what I mean? You might see 2 running backs on the field to start the season, right? But I think Beal Smith will be RB1. But, Lloyd, Juju, Lavoisier, Carroll, they're all going to be right there. So, anyways, yeah, in case you missed it, the John Gilreath TSUS partnership is over, which, it is what it is. Guys, I'm going to keep it a buck. I'm going to keep it real. I genuinely, listen, I'm a Gamecock fan. I pull for the University of South Carolina, no duh. I'm a Gamecock. I'm just so far beyond, though, giving a shit what Carolina thinks about anything I say or do. I really don't. Would I prefer the University of South Carolina, the team that I'm a fan of? Would I prefer them to like me? Sure. Hey, do I love that I have a great relationship with Shane Beamer? Yes. And guys on staff? Absolutely. Absolutely, I do. I really do value that, especially after the previous regime and the previous staff and the way I was treated and the way I felt from the actions of USC, being blocked on social media by Gamecock football. That did not feel good to me. That's not my end goal here. But I've said it since the jump, and I'll continue to say it. Like, if you're good, I'll tell you you're good. Dude, I will literally, like, if you're a quarterback, I will promote your Heisman campaign. I'll make T-shirts. We'll make a freaking website. Like, we'll go above and beyond to push you. But if you suck, I'm going to say you suck. That's it. I have given Kingston the benefit of the doubt for longer than basically anybody because, number one, for the longest time, I didn't think it was all him. And number 2, because I love Carolina baseball. And I just want to see nothing but success for the Yardcocks. Like, I love Carolina baseball, man. I'm a baseball guy, as you all know. But if you suck, you suck. if you suck, you suck. And I mean, there's enough too that coming from former players and guys that played under this guy, I'm not dumb enough to continue to ignore what's obvious. And again, I don't really give a shit what USC thinks about it. If they want to get in their feelings about it because they made a bad hire and their coach sucks, then so be it. They can be in their feelings. Why would I get butthurt over a school? I'll give you a great example. This happened like 2 weeks ago. Why would I get in my feelings over a school, guys, that you know how silly USC is? Do you want to know how silly they are? Tony Annan, head soccer coach. You're like, why are you bringing this guy up? Trust me, I'm going somewhere with this. Tony Annan, head soccer coach, reached out to Coach Annan. Hey, love what you're doing with Gamecocks men's soccer. We'd love to get you on the show. Let's promote men's soccer. Let's talk about your program. Why not? Men's soccer doesn't get a lot of love. Am I a huge soccer guy? I'll be honest, no. But why not? Let's get Coach Annan on the show, check in on the program, all that good stuff. You know, he's early in his tenure. Coach Annan's response, would love to jump on. Think that would be a valuable conversation. Let me just check with the folks at USC. That's a normal thing. They have to clear conversations. Totally get it. Let me check with the folks at USC. And I should have known and should have expected it. But of course, he comes back. Hey, sorry, the request got denied. The request got denied by USC. Like, that's how silly USC is. They don't want Big Bad Chris talking to anybody who's on their payroll because I might turn into Fire Tony Annan, I guess. I mean, if you can't handle the heat, man, listen, it's your job to win. Like, I'm trying to bring nothing but positive light and shine a positive light on your school, shine a positive light on USC. Bro, that's how foolish, though, and how slapdickery. That's the kind of slapdick shit that's going on at Carolina. So when we wonder why there's been bad hires or there's incompetencies with the board of trustees, bro, it extends top to bottom with Carolina. It really does. And I'll never stop being a fan. But, bro, it is such a dysfunctional mess. It's a dysfunctional mess. And you know who I feel bad for? I don't have a degree that has my name on it from the University of South Carolina. I don't have that. I feel bad for my buddies that, like, when the presidency thing happened and when when the Darla Moore thing happened, it's like, bro, your name, no matter if you like it or not, you'll forever be associated with USC. Like, I feel for you because it's a reflection of you. Like, you went to school there. You got your degree from there. People are going to be like, wow, your school doesn't know what the fuck's going on. I feel for my buddies that have that issue to deal with. But, I mean, that's, again, that Tony Annan, that example, that's just how silly Carolina is, bro. Like, so when it goes back to the TSUS athlete thing, and like, that is the least shocking thing ever. Least shocking. But if you're great, man, I will. I mean, it was a year ago to the date. I was telling everybody how great Kingston was, and we're headed to the postseason, and we're hosting a regional and all that. Right? But you're 24-23 now, and you're 2-6 against the state of South Carolina, and you've lost to the Citadel, Presbyterian, and USC Upstate in the same season. What do you expect? Do you expect fans and folks like me, especially, to just blindly support you? Just because you're wearing the Block C? Just because you're wearing the SC? Like, I know people got really, really mad at Mark Ryan when he said this, because I'm going to give Mark some credit. The way he phrased it, though, listen, it did not play well on social media. And I think if Mark looked at what he said on social media, the way he phrased it, he'd probably go back and rephrase it slightly. But when he said forever to thee, right, he basically made the point, again, he didn't phrase it well, that it shouldn't be forever to thee. It should be forever to thee based off of you put a product on the field. And it should be based off what you do. I don't agree with that because you're talking about the alma mater. But what I do agree with, to his point, is it's not a situation where we're just fans should show up and blindly support and just support to support and not care if you're not good. Like, this is a transaction of sorts. And there's never been a time in the history of the world where folks don't have more options in regards to entertainment, in regards to content. So, yeah, I mean, we're not just going to show up and blindly support a bad product. That feels like such a no-brainer thing to say, but I think some people don't comprehend that. You know, so you suck, you suck. You need to be fired, you need to be fired. I mean, I'm sorry. You're getting paid a lot of money to coach baseball. You're getting a lot of money to coach a sport. You can't handle it. Go coach in the SoCon. Go coach it. Go coach in the go coach at D2. Go coach at North Greenville. I mean, I don't know, man. No offense to any of those guys, the SoCon or North Greenville, but you see what I'm saying? Like, go coach. You don't have to be here. Go back to South Florida. Whatever. Anyways, USC, y'all keep on keeping on, man. I'm gonna keep doing me. We're gonna keep rocking, keep making content. I'm gonna keep talking to the people I want to talk to. But USC thinks they're making a point, trying to keep me out and keep us out. Y'all the ones that look stupid. I mean, y'all are the ones that look stupid. Truly. Let's jump to a break, guys. More of your questions, comments, calls, and more on the other side. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, we're back. Taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. It looks like our friends over at collegefootballnews.com have been putting in some work, by the way. Let's see. They are actually starting to drop, it looks like. Season predictions, breakdowns, key games, all that good stuff for every team. They've dropped theirs for Arkansas. Let's see what they say about the Arkansas Razorbacks in regards to like predictions and all that. I guess Sal Connors will drop probably in a couple weeks. But they're going ahead and getting into it. They're setting their over-under win total at 7.5. I don't know if they've got predictions or not. They've got their key game, Texas A&M, September 24th. I don't know that they've got predictions. They've got their keys to the season. It says season prediction. I don't see that, though. I don't see the season prediction. Oh, here we go. Season prediction, what will happen. Okay, so they're not giving, I don't think, a game by game. I don't think they're giving a game by game breakdown. Interesting. Anyways, we're taking your questions, your comments, your calls, 843-790-3377. It's 843-790-3377. Love when the football content gets going. DGD, what's up, my guy? Appreciate you tuning in. We're all just here bitching today about baseball. That's it. Tyrell Campbell Sr., somebody asked earlier, his response was Jaheim Bell, who will score the first point of the season. I'm going to go Spencer Rattler on a QB sneak. How about that? I'm going Spencer Rattler on a QB sneak. So. Is this guy like 12? I think I had a kid DM me. I think he's like 7, legitimately. Kid DM me that just said, "You're the most ridiculous personality I've ever seen cover any sport. You jump the gun every time and are constantly backtracking on the shit you say. You don't support Salcon Athletics. You ridicule them. Your hate is the problem with the program. Thought you'd grow up and see that by now." I'm just literally going to respond and say, pipe down, slap dick. That's literally it. How about that? I mean, the kid's like 4 years old, so whatever. It is what it is. Pipe down, slap dick, keep it moving. People, see, what's funny on social media and just within media, here's what happens. People they see one piece of content, they see one tweet, they see one post, and they latch on to that, right? So that person, I'm sure he's talking Gamecocks baseball. I would assume so, right? I would assume so. He doesn't, I guess maybe he didn't see all of the positive things I had to say about Kingston last year. He didn't see or didn't pay attention to me being in Kingston's corner last year. Maybe he hasn't seen all of the support I've given to Shane Beamer, but they see one negative post, they see one negative tweet, they see one negative clip, and they latch on to that forever. 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 I mean, guys, until Shane Beamer got hired and even before he had success, before I had beaten it into people's heads how I felt about Beamer, I mean, there were people that the only thing they wanted to latch on to and associate me with was Fire Muschamp, and that's it. And that's it. And you know what? Fair enough. It's better to be known for something in this and what I do. It's better to be known for something than be known for nothing. And I'll never apologize for having a pair of nuts and willing to have a bold opinion. But people they attach to one piece of content. Just a single one, and they ride that forever. It's just people get so hurt and butthurt in their feelings and, oh, he said something mean about my favorite team. And so you're mean, you're negative. Like, bro, I've had people tell me I'm a sunshine pumper and optimist. So which one is it? Which one is it? Am I overly positive and a sunshine pumper, or am I a pessimistic asshole who hates USC? Like, which one? And you know what? When you're pissing them both off, that's a good spot to be in because you're doing something right. If both sides are pissed off at you, you're doing something right. I mean, I had a guy last night on Facebook tell me, bro, half of Columbia hates you. And I love when people say shit like that. I love when people say, well, all Gamecock fans hate you. Bro, then who the hell keeps signing these fucking checks every month, my guy? Who keeps following? We haven't had a month where we lost followers in God knows how long. Who keeps tuning in every month, my guy? You tell me. I mean, and I'm not worried about it. I just get a good laugh out of it. I honestly get a laugh out of it, man. And listen, I get it. Kingston's got us all on freaking edge. But you know what? I've said this before, and I will say it again. All of this chaos, all of this chaos that is ensuing right now, and all of these feelings, all of this folks calling for a change at head coach, guys, that's not the worst case scenario. I'm actually loving what I'm seeing on social media because you know what it tells me? People really, really, really genuinely care about our baseball program. Thank God that's the case. Thank goodness, you know? Things are really bad when people stop caring and apathy sets in. So don't be mad at people for calling for a coaching change. Like, at least they care enough to want better. I'm not saying call for a change for the sake of doing it. But when you reach a point like we have, don't be mad at people for wanting better. I mean, don't be mad at people for wanting, having expectations, expecting more from this program. No, man, that's not the worst case scenario. Apathy is. When people just stop giving a shit. That's the worst case. So, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. People are actually talking about baseball on Twitter. And if we'd have beat USC Upstate last night, guess what? There wouldn't be a peep. Nobody be saying a word. Because deep down, everybody knows what needs to happen. Everyone knows what needs to happen. But, you can't really say anything after a win. But I'm glad. Dude, I love it. Hey, I love it. I love seeing the energy. There's energy. Thank goodness there's still energy. Anyways, Colton Carnell says criticism should be an opportunity to improve and reflect, though it's in all of. And Colton, I take all the criticism. I actually appreciate it. I do. I appreciate the criticism, Colton. I do. And if people, but here's the thing, Colton. You can tell the difference between criticism, constructive criticism, okay? The difference between constructive criticism and trolling and just shit talking. If you're giving me constructive criticism, you are offering some sort of solution to go along with it. Hey, I'm criticizing you for this. I don't like the way you do this. I don't like the way you say that. I don't like the way you approach this or your attitude here or there. Here is my solution. Here is what I, just coming from my vantage point, would suggest that maybe would help. Again, I'm just a person just giving my feedback. But this is where I am coming from. If you want to give constructive criticism, this goes beyond sports media. It goes beyond a business. It goes into life. If you want to give constructive criticism, you can do that. But 99.9% of the time, it's not constructive criticism. It's just somebody being a fucking troll on Twitter or Facebook. That's what it really is. Let's just call a spade a spade. That's what it is. And 99.9% of the people, bro, No offense. Why would I take criticism from somebody I sure as shit wouldn't take advice from? Bottom line. If somebody that's got a proven entity wants to come at me and tell me, hey, maybe you should think about adjusting this, I will listen all ears. But I will not be listening to Johnny Slapdick in my Twitter DMs. I can promise you. I will not be listening to Billy Slapdick on Facebook in the Facebook comments. Like, I'm sorry, bro. So again, there's a difference between constructive criticism and wanting better for someone and then just being a troll and just talking shit. There's a difference. And if people don't know the difference, they need to learn. That ain't my responsibility to educate them. So anyways, that just keep that in mind. I am open. Again, guys, you hear me every day. I ask for people's feedback every single day. And you don't have to tell me what I want to hear. I'm open ears to hearing whatever. Guys, I've had to take criticism in my own life, my personal life, like shit that people that all due respect, nobody within TDC or the Spurs Up show will ever know about. Like, I'm a human being. Like, we all are. We all have things to work on. You know what I mean? Like, I think constructive criticism is a good thing. But folks on Twitter are not giving constructive criticism, my guy. There are people on Twitter that take pride in being a troll. That's their whole existence. What a sad existence that is. Anyways, you got to love it, though. You got to embrace them. That's kind of part of what you sign up for with Twitter and all that. But and Hunter Herlong, I'm not a guy, man. Let me shove the download numbers in the face. You know what I mean? I'm far from the best. I'm not trying to say I am the best. Although I do say we have the best Gamecocks coverage, and I'm confident in saying that. But I'm not trying to rest on my laurels and flaunt this, flaunt that. You know what I like to be, Hunter? I like to be in a position where I've got my head down, working, grinding, trying to evolve, trying to grow. And I think the numbers will take care of themselves. The numbers will speak for themselves. My goal every day is just to wake up and do what I love to do and be able to fuel my passions and my dreams and continue to evolve and grow as a human being, as an entrepreneur, as someone that runs a business like this, that creates content. My goal is just to be able to continue evolving, continue learning, always have a hunger for growth, evolving, and getting better. You know what I mean? Like that's really where I want to be at. If I can achieve that goal of waking up and fulfilling my passions and my dreams and starving my fears and insecurities, I have won. So I don't need to flex on Billy Bob about, podcast download numbers. Like, whatever, bro. Whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever. So, you know who's really got it? Hunter? People that ain't got to flaunt it. That's who's really got it. You ain't got to flaunt it if you really got it. I'm not saying don't show off some things and be proud. I think a lot of times it's a balancing act for sure. You know what I mean? But it's like, well, you got to be humble. You got to be humble. You got to be humble. And humility is a beautiful trait, and you should be humble because there are two types of people in life: those who are humbled and those who are about to become humbled. Right? Be humble, but also be. There's nothing wrong with acknowledging a job well done. You bust your ass for something, you earn something. One of my favorite quotes, again, we're getting so far off track of Gamecocks, but Naval Ravikant is a guy that I follow very heavily, an entrepreneur, a bit of a philosopher almost. But, and I might be paraphrasing a little, but he says, money doesn't buy happiness, but it does if you've earned it. You see what I'm saying? So try to think about that and process that a little bit. Either way, be proud of what you do, but also have humility. But no, I'm not, I'm not a guy that's going to shove those numbers down. Whatever, man. Let's just keep rock and rolling. Let's push value. Let's produce content. And I don't focus on the people that the negativity, the trolls, whatever. Again, we could go into a whole separate thing about business and how to operate. Bro, I'm focused on the people that rock with us, that support us. I'm open always to taking criticism and suggestions, whatever, man. Whatever. We continue to rock and roll and grow and evolve and just do the damn thing, man, and approach it with passion and approach it with excitement. And yeah, that's how we're going to keep operating, man. That's how I know to operate. That's how I've been operating since the jump. So anyways, Travi, you demand, appreciate you. Justin Martin says, Chris, softball needs to make a change too. Enough is enough. Again, is there enough pushing there to make a change? I don't know, but yeah, softball's in a bad spot too, man. Softball's in a bad spot. There's no question softball's in a bad spot. Anyways, Breaking, what's up, my guy? Appreciate you tuning in. DGD says Stogner is going to score the first points. Stogner's going to score. Again, I'm going with Spencer Rattler QB sneak. I don't know. That feels right. Might have to throw a little bet on it, right? A little parlay bet on it. Anyways, guys, I want to continue to hear from you. Questions, comments, calls, everything else. We are, man. Hey, 7 ball games left. 7 ball games left, and I'm not going to stop covering baseball. Heck, I'm going to be at every single game this weekend. We'll be live at Tin Roof tonight talking about it. We'll be live at Tin Roof tonight, 6 to 8. Would love to hear you or have you guys come out, ask your questions, everything else. Should be a damn good time. $3 drafts, $3 Rumple, $3 Fireball as well. So if you need some alcohol to get you through it, go right ahead. Also, great food, great people, great times as well. Tin Roof in the Vista. It's always a good time at Tin Roof. Beyond that, again, interviews are rolling. Very excited for it. Let's jump to the phone lines here.
Call from
Dave Garrett.
My guy Dave, what's going on, man? Happy Wednesday. How are you?
It's hump day, man. I know why they call it that.
Getting over the hump.
Yeah. I've told you a couple times that I'm friends with a couple of boosters, and unfortunately, that is no longer the case because both of them are leaning towards wanting to keep Kingston. So when I hit them with the "what the hell is wrong with y'all," they kind of took offense. So, but I don't see a way around it. Not if you're a logical person, because if you do bring him back, then you're gonna see like the lowest attendance for baseball we've ever seen. And as far as the other thing that you're dealing with the emails, keep strong and keep doing you. That's part of the process sometimes. You can't please everybody, so you got to be true to yourself. I'll see you soon, man. Have a good one.
Dave, always a pleasure to hear from Dave, man. Dave Garrett's a real one, real support of the show, and I appreciate. Yeah, Dave. I mean, listen, we're gonna keep rocking. It ain't nothing. It ain't no skin off my back, man. And you know what? Listen, I love where we're at. I love where we're at. I again, not to get too deep and philosophical, but I write in my journal, which I journal most mornings, believe it or not. I write my journal. We're exactly where we're supposed to be. We're going exactly where we're supposed to go. Everything happens for a reason. I truly do believe that. And so I love where we're at, man. I love not being media. I love coloring outside of the lines. I don't care that USC, if you color inside the lines, and this is not calling out anybody individually, but you see all these guys with all these different Gamecock entities, they don't say anything that's edgy. You know what I mean? They stay within a box, and that's cool. Every school and every whatever needs those kind of guys. I'm glad that's not me, though. I'm happy being in the position I'm in. I'm happy being, forever it's going to be here's USC and here's me and here's the box, and I'm always going to be outside the box, whichever side I don't know. Either way, I'm happy where we are, man. We're going to keep rolling. I got the support of people. I got you guys' support. That's all that matters. Guys, let's jump into one final break, and then we'll take your questions in the final 10 minutes or so. More of your questions, comments, calls, and more on the other side. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, we're back. Final 10 minutes or so here on the Daily Crow, taking your questions, your comments, your calls. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Again, we'd love to see you guys out at 10 Roof tonight. We are live 6 to 8. We've been bringing the heat today, haven't we? We have been bringing the heat. Yeah. Rebecca, 10 minutes to go if you want to call in. Let's see. Travis Lee says kicker will score first and Gamecock Nation will panic. Like I told you guys at the beginning, I'm very excited. Interviews are back. We've got a huge interview on today's show, but also next week. Sean Elliott, the head coach of Georgia State, and of course, former Gamecocks offensive line coach Sean Elliott, joined me this morning. That interview will drop a week from today. Excited for you guys to hear that. And I'll tell you what. That is a game I am fully expecting South Carolina to win, but we better show up. We better show up and play. Because I promise you, Sean Elliott is going to have his team ready to go. I mean, he told me. I asked him about the game. He told me. He's like, we're going to come in there looking to whoop some ass. Straight up. You know what I mean? Straight up. Like, I mean, they're going to be ready to go. They're going to be ready to go. So, we better play ball. We better be ready to play ball. So, let's see. Anyways, guys, Rebecca, I just said if you want to call in, you're more than welcome. We got about 8 minutes to go. The phone lines are open. DGD says he's just ready for football. I hear you, my guy. Very soon, I will be talking football. I will be talking football. The football content will really, really fire up in July. So I know that's a little bit ways away, DGD, but in due time, my friend. In due time, it will happen. It will happen. I mean, I'm not even convinced, guys. I'll tell you this. Like, I'm not even – because, I just know myself. And I'm going to take some time off in June. I am. Bottom line, I am. Baseball's not going to the postseason. I'm going to take at least probably 2 to 3 weeks off. And I say off, probably, I mean, I'm not even opposed really to recording podcasts. Like, I'm not even – because that's something that is not that difficult. And it's something like I've done it so many times. It's not some difficult process. And it's something I really enjoy doing. And, you know, there will be some things here and there that happen in June in regards to, you know, like magazine season. All these magazines will be dropping. I'm sure recruiting is going to have news. There will be some things happening. The biggest thing I'll probably do in June is just we'll take a hiatus from the Daily Crow. We'll probably take about a 3-week hiatus from the Daily Crow. And I thought about when we came back that first week of July and we got into predictions and we got into football content saying, well, you know, it's the off season. The off season. It's really just the preseason. There's no off season for us. It's the preseason. So let's you know, let's scale back from 2 hours to an hour, right? 2 hours to an hour. But honestly, I think you guys keep this show rocking to the point that I think 2 hours is fine. We got our 5-minute breaks. You guys call in, make it fun and entertaining. Heck, I think we could just go through the whole summer at 2 hours. I don't know. What do y'all think? I mean, I don't know. I think it's feasible. I don't think it's that difficult. I don't think it would be that you know, that undoable. I think it's very doable. Either way, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'm excited. Honestly, I'm just giddy and excited to start talking football. I really am. I really, really am. Let's see. Jamie versus Mayo hat says, dude couldn't beat the Citadel. Needs to pump the brakes on that whoop some ass comment. I mean, listen, I highly suggest you listen to the interview next week. We talked about that Citadel game, or he talked about it and expanded on it. He dove into it. I didn't have to ask him. He dove into it. So I think I would love for you to listen. Again, I'd love for you to listen to it. So, Either way, guys, I would love to see you out at Tin Roof. And if you can't be there, tune in. Tune in. Leave your questions. Tin Roof is another show where I really don't just want to be sitting there rambling to myself for 2 hours. I would rather y'all call in. I would rather y'all leave. Maybe not call in because it's like impossible to hear the calls, but I'd rather y'all leave comments. I appreciate that when y'all do so. So. Anyways. D1 baseball dropped their projected field of 64. How amazing it'd be, right? How amazing it would be to have a team that's going to be in the postseason. God, wouldn't that be nice? God. It truly, guys, I don't just say it. It's not just lip service. I can't. It's baffling to me where Carolina baseball is right now. It is baffling to me. It really is. It's baffling, man. But here we are. Now, what are we going to do about it? That's the question. What are we going to do about it? So, what are we going to do about it? Anyways, guys, a couple minutes. Quick reminder, podcast did drop this morning. Episode 647, full breakdown of what happened last night. Also, a fantastic convo with my dude, Jake Crane of Crane & Company. We talked a lot of South Carolina football. Talked a lot of Carolina football, obviously. Highly suggest you guys check that out. Listen to that show. A really great conversation. The thing I like about Jake so much, he's a lot like me in the sense that he brings the passion. He brings the intensity. You can tell it matters to him. You can tell he's passionate about it in just the way he speaks. So really, really like that about Jake. He's an awesome dude. So again, highly suggest you listen to that combo. Podcast will drop on Friday. We'll give you a full breakdown and preview of the Kentucky series. Everything that you need to know going into the weekend. Outside of that, again, we are at Tin Roof tonight. I will be at the Yard all weekend. It's not looking good. It's not looking good for Friday. Honestly, I would not be shocked if there was a doubleheader on Saturday. And heck, there might even be like a doubleheader on Sunday and play one game Saturday. Either way, we'll see what happens. Again, Mother Nature will have to decide when she wants us to play. But, yeah, Chase, sorry about that. Just getting out of your text. As much as I hate it, I think they bring Kingston back next year just because of the mess with the trustees. They don't want more blood on the hands for bad hires. Hope I'm wrong and he's going to ASAP. Yeah, unfortunately, what you're saying, it wouldn't shock me. It would not shock me. Shane Beamer's Mayo hat says you should do an interview with Jake Bentley. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. I'd love to. I don't see it happening anytime soon because Jake Bentley has us blocked on social media. If you did not know, Jake Bentley has us blocked. So I don't see a Jake Bentley convo. I don't see a Jake Bentley interview happening anytime soon. John Kruger wanted to say this 2-hour show helps me get through the majority of my workday. John, I'm glad. John Edward Kruger, my apologies. I'm glad I can do that for you, man. I appreciate you tuning in each and every single day. And I appreciate all of you as well. Again, in case you missed the beginning of the show, the Road to Glory content will continue, but I don't think I'm going to do it in the time slot of the Daily Crow. The Daily Crow is something special. The Daily Crow is something unique, and I don't really like taking away from it. I don't. As much fun as the Road to Glory stuff is, we'll do that separately. So tomorrow, it's probably something we'll do in the afternoon, tomorrow night sometime. You guys just stay tuned for that. But I don't, I don't want to take away from what we're doing here on the Daily Crow. Guys, we've hit 2:00. Appreciate you all tuning in. Like I said, be sure to come out tonight to Tin Roof, 6 to 8, $3 Rumples, $3 Drafts, $3 Fireball as well. Great food, great people, great times. Come on out. It's always a blast out at Tin Roof. Again, thank you guys so much. Appreciate you all tuning in. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, and we will talk to you tonight live from